Blue Table fans, how's it going? Awesome. Hey, Blue Table fans, how's it going? What is that?
I mean,
that was never a thing.
I thought it was.
That was never a thing.
I mean, you don't add it in. You never ask them how they are. You never
No,
ask
I
for
don't.
replies in the.
No, I don't. Yeah.
Reply in the commentary. Tell us how you are.
Yeah, tell us how you are. Tell us how are you feeling inside? Really, how are you feeling?
One might say, how's it going?
How's it going?
Space Marines.
Okay, let's talk about Space Marines.
So the new codex.
Enough of that jib jab.
New codex just came out. You were mentioning in the other video, though, you wanted to talk about that formation that they had on the website, GW's website.
Okay, so that's not like in a book? That's not in the Space Marine book?
No, it's not in the Space Marine book.
It's just on the website?
It's just on the website. In fact, it's sold out right now. So I'm not sure how you would go about getting an official copy of the rules. I mean, obviously there's screen print, people got pictures of it that tell you what the rules are and what the restrictions are. So you could just do that.
Was it ever official?
If there's a tournament, most tournaments want you to have a copy of it. So assumedly that means you need to buy. Maybe GW will come out with a digital copy or something that you can then download for X amount of dollars to have an official.
That's a chocolate donut. Do you want it?
Somebody wants. A
sorry, just hold on a second, guys. Yeah, Willow. We're at the store and Willow just got me a chocolate donut, and then she just like had her hand on it, so there was no putting it back. Yeah, she had her hand on it and she just set it down just raw right on the countertop. Yeah, that was fantastic. So now I want to know if you want to eat it. Yeah, I would not have otherwise disclaimed those items. Okay, go ahead, Thomas.
Anyway, so how it works is you purchase 2 Devastator squads with drop pods, and 2 assault squads with jump packs, and then they're allowed to, as a formation, come in either turn 1 or 2 with you pick no reserve roll. The drop pods don't count against your drop pod total for the first turn, and then when they drop, the Devastators count as relentless.
So they can shoot when
they can move. Yes, effectively they move and shoot at full potential, and then the assault squads can assault the turn they hit the table as well. If the Devastator squads, if they shoot a squad, any squad that they do damage to has to take a pinning check on 3d6.
And this is no matter what. They don't have to take casualties or anything. Like no matter what the result is.
Oh, is this a dinosaur? Oh no, is his feet? Did he break off his base? That's because you need to treat him nicely. Yeah, go get his base.
That is not a client's model, by the way.
No, it's actually
it's
actually going to be his model soon. I'm going to get it from him.
Is it? Oh,
yeah,
okay.
I want that. He likes it.
All right, great.
I mean, that might cause damage to my walls and or my other miniatures, but it's worth it. His happiness is worth it.
Wow. Okay, go ahead.
And then, so a pinning test, and then if the assault squads charge those squads that have been pinned, they get to reroll their hits.
Oh wow!
So there's a lot of it's breaking a lot of rules in there. But it's breaking. This is my comment to anyone who's out on the internet being like, "Oh my goodness, the most broken thing ever."
Well, add up the point cost.
I mean,
5-man Devastator squad with drop pod
minimum cost
is like 250 points.
Well, no, it's 105.
105? With just heavy bolters?
Nothing, no weapons. 75. It's 105. 70 points for the squad and 35 for drop pod.
Okay.
So you could have that.
And now you got to add weapons.
That's 210 before weapons. It's just minimum amount.
Okay, fine.
Minimum amount 210, and then the assault squads you have to put jump packs on, which is 3 points per model now. So that goes up to 85 points per one of those. So minimum you're looking at 210, 380. 380 before any upgrades of any kind. Okay. And so then you start throwing heavy weapons on there. So it's 10 points minimum for a heavy weapon. So you're going to bring 4 of those. So that's another 80 points. So now you're up to 460. Okay. Then you're going to want some sort of weapons on the assault squads probably. So an eviscerator that could go on anybody is 25 points. or to put a power weapon or a power fist on the sergeant is either 15 or 25 points.
Right.
Then if you're going to bring a power weapon or bring some sort of weapon on that guy, you might as well make him a veteran, which is another 10 points. Okay. So you're looking at 25 to 35 per squad there. So it's another 50 to 70 points on top of that, up to about 520, 530. And that's not if you want something cool like a grab cannon. That's like heavy. For 10 points, you can get multi-melta.
Well, let's call it 600 to 700 points.
Yeah, if I'd probably try and shave it to where I could do something cool where I'd be like, yeah, like,
because I would just max them out and just be like, if you're gonna alpha strike, if you're just gonna kill stuff, it's mercy when it shows up.
Like the Devastators are better. The assault squad's like I'd almost charge something else than the squad they actually win. Right. Unless you come down, unless you're doing something like Salamanders, twin linking with Vulcan, twin linking multi-meltas, you come down, so then you're blowing up their good vehicles or whatever, the transports or something, and then charging the guys inside with the assault squads. It's a pretty good alpha strike. There's no doubt about it.
Oh yeah. I wish Tyranids got this. You know.
Play Space Marines. Sorry. Dirty Xenos bugs
no,
to burn.
That's it. That's it.
Dirty Xenos
I'm gonna make a Tyranids army counts as Space Marines. Yeah! Woo! I'm bringing back the Gene Stealers, baby. I'm gonna slap Space Marine shoulder pads on them.
That sounds.
And make them like the Emperor's bug balls
if
or
you
whatever.
If you did something actually fun, like you took
right.
You took Gene Stealer models and added gargoyle wings to their backs.
Yeah.
And then differentiated their sergeant and their special weapons.
Yeah, that's right.
That could be kind of fun.
One guy with like a big old claw. That's the power fist, baby. Boom. Okay, go ahead. By the way, anybody's welcome to make that into their ringtone if you want.
Bringing back the bugs, baby, boom.
Something like that. I don't know what it was. Fine, don't make it your ringtone.
I'm just making sure I got the right
Thomas,
quote.
just talk. This is what happens when you give me an opening. I don't have anything useful to say about the rules.
I think it's a really cool formation. I think that it's not like you're not talking about Vanguard. You're not talking about Devastator Centurions. I mean, the Devastator Centurions can do that anyway. But like what I'm trying to say is that the amount of damage it's going to do for you're going to go down, you're going to deal your damage, and then you're going to die, effectively. Right. Whatever's left is just going to kill those guys.
Right.
And so you have to ask yourself. Because
they're not that great.
You have to ask yourself you said 600 to 700 points.
Yeah.
The 600 to 700 points you're going to spend on that, are you going to destroy or hurt enough stuff in your opponent's list that what you did to them?
Well, I think the answer is yes.
Well, okay, let's put it in perspective, okay? Let's say that somebody knows that you're playing against me and I know you're going to bring that, okay? Well, I'm going to hope that I'm going to try and put something out there that will just get hit and be like, okay, this is what I would least like to lose. I'm going to try to maximize my cover saves so the Devastators do less damage. I'm going to try to put characters where they can help me with those pinning checks. I'm going to I play White Scars a lot right now. I have bikes. They can't be pinned, so I don't care about you trying to pin me. I'm going to jink with said bikes, so as White Scars, they'll get a 3+ cover save against any weapons you're shooting at me. You charge one of my command squads. My command squads have a bunch of storm shields. They want you to charge them because they're going to survive your attacks. It's an assault squad. Who cares? You're going to survive their attack. Your sergeant with his weapon, I'm going to single him out with it, but via a challenge with my character who's going to be like, either I survive what you do to me and then smack you, or I smack you before you get to swing. And you don't have he doesn't have an invulnerable save. He can have a 6+ invulnerable save at best with a combat shield. Whereas my guy will have a 4+ or a 3+. He'll be on a bike, so he can't be doubled out by that power fist because he'll have a high enough toughness. My unit will have feel no pain. And then if I don't win the fight and make you run away, I'll just hit and run out of the fight and shoot you, right? So, I mean, in theory, you could bring White Scars as well and hit and run your own assault squad out, but that's not what you want to do because your assault squad wants to stay in combat, locking one of my units in. So in theory, you're going to want to charge something that's not my command squad, but that's where, as a player, I'm going to do my best to protect the things that I think are vulnerable, and put myself in a position to make it so that whatever you attack, you get the least return on.
Right.
And in that case, against an army like that I would run like that, I would be like, well, have at it, you know, do your thing, you know. Versus another drop pod style army, you know, I would be like, okay, I'm going to save my really good stuff and kind of drop pod in my stuff I don't care as much about, because you get to come in automatically on turn 2. So I would just try and play it in a way to make you get the least out of it.
Well, and what you're saying is the answer to, is the correct answer, I think, to all of this type of stuff.
Right.
Which is play the game better, think of a counter, you know,
right.
work around it.
A lot of people like to bring like some sort of big nasty thing, and that big nasty thing really could get destroyed by this. A Land Raider, like I'm looking at it and thinking, man, I'd have to really bubble wrap that Land Raider to keep it alive, because somebody could have either a bunch of grav cannons, a bunch of multi-meltas. They can drop, even dropping, I'd have to bubble wrap him past 12 inches to make sure that Land Raider had even a good chance of surviving.
That's why it's not even worth it.
Yeah,
now you're changing your whole gameplay.
Right.
To, you know,
somebody
adjust for this one piece.
This thing hurts a knight pretty bad, because you could easily make it so that this thing drops where you want it to. You have a bike squad with a locator beacon, a scout bike squad with a locator beacon. They're like, okay, I infiltrate and then make my scout move, and then we drop without scattering because I have a locator beacon within you know, XY range. Okay. And then you're behind the guy. You're on the side of the guy or behind the guy, or at two sides of the facings of a knight, so that only one side will get the invulnerable save, and then you go to town on them with whatever it is that you're using.
Right.
So I see potential for this being able to take out a big nasty unit. It's just, and again, an opponent that knows how to use it will also be looking to try and maximize his use out of it. So it's not like it's a bad thing. I think it's a good thing, but I don't think that it's as nasty as people are, you know, crying about.
Right.
But I mean,
it's just so unexpected. I was reading this, I'm just like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Well, it's every Space Marine. It's every Space Marine assault. It's every Space Marine player who can have an assault weapon.
In an alternate dimension, Marnius Calgar just had a wet dream.
Right. No, it wouldn't be Marnius Calgar. It would be a Blood Angel player. This.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it said it was Space Marine specific. I felt like it was. Oh. Yeah, maybe it is. No, I mean, Blood Angels have Devastator squads and assault squads.
Okay. Well,
so this is better as a Blood Angel than as any of the Space Marine guys, because they're gonna get their Furious Charge. You're gonna be able to put some film paint guys in there.
Wait, so you can take it with Blood Angels then? Because it just says an assault squad.
It says an assault squad and Devastator squads with drop pods.
And Blood Angels have assault squads with just different rules for them.
They have access to those things.
Okay, that's interesting.
So like that, I mean, that's where the like for the Blood Angel, but I mean maybe it's specifically to Space Marines. I didn't look at that part specifically. But like as a Blood Angel player, that's kind of my.
Would you excuse me for a second? Can you touch up the head so we can? Oh, you did it already. Oh, you're the best. You're my favorite. Oh.
I'm just waiting.
For the day down here at Just the Studio. You're my favorite overall all the time. Thanks. Hold on, can I just tell a story? So like, one of the Packer girls did something and I was like, you're my favorite. And then all of a sudden you hear Willow run out of the other room. It's like, what? You told me you were that I was your favorite. And I'm like, okay, awesome. So there you go. So that's how we're solving that. Okay, go ahead.
That was it, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting formation.
Yeah, well, I can't wait to play against it. Because, you know, when you read this stuff, it's like you imagine your army.
Right.
Like whenever I'm thinking of a new army or what I'm going to do or what I'm going to bring, I'm thinking of playing against orcs.
Right.
Because that's my nemesis. And, you know, with Eldar, I'm just like, well, I'll just have my multiple small units. And it'll be like, all right, well, decide which small things you want to blow up. And then I'll just swarm like a swarm of angry hornets with scatter lasers. Scatter laser hornets.
Scatter laser hornets.
Well, actually, Eldar literally have a thing called hornet. Anyway, so when are we going to play, Thomas?
We got to play against you.
You keep dodging me.
I don't. This is the first time you've asked me. He says this on the internet.
It's me. Oh, I know.
Good, no. This is the first time he's
really? Hold on. When do I do stuff to make myself look good on the internet?
Well,
other than,
I mean,
well, no, there isn't anything. I mean, I straightened my hair out a little bit beforehand.
It's all natural.
And yeah, that's right. Thank you, Tom. That's great. Notice I keep my tongue out in case I have to come back for seconds. So anyway, did you? He just wiped his face on my shirt.
No.
That's what they do too, don't they? You're like a towel. You're a hand towel.
Well, Bailey will come up to me and say, gross, and he'll have like something on his hand,
Yeah.
and he'll be like, you gotta get rid of it. And I'm like, wipe it on your pants. He's like, no, gross. And I'm like,
he makes you do it?
yeah.
I love this kid. Okay, well, thanks a lot, Thomas.
Yeah, you're welcome.
It's good to have you down here. Janine, we're about to hear from Janine because she did some work that is just, it's ridiculous. It's just through the roof. She knows it too. Look at her. She looks like totally smug right now. All right, smug factor 11.
Thanks for watching.
But it only goes to 10. Yes, but I made it 11. All right.
Crank it up to 11.